to Go DIY Whitewood. We're so excited you joined us. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it now so you don't miss a thing. We have been manufacturing real, raw, solid wood furniture for 30 plus years, so we know a thing or two about furniture and we know a ton about real wood. Today, we are going to show you how to transform your dining room for a fraction of the cost. We have this beautiful 40 by 68 solid wood table in our Vista collection that sells for around $7.99. Normally, the chairs to accompany this table would be around $150, $160 each. So, we went thrifting for you and we found chairs for $5 a piece that we are going to make over, put with this table, and transform your space. So first, let's lay out our drop cloth. We want to keep our area nice and tidy. Then we're going to grab our drill with a Phillips head so that we can remove the upholstered back and seat. We're going to recover this piece, the back and the seat, to give it a fresh new look. Then we're going to move on to sanding the piece. We wiped it down first with our tack cloth just to get anything off that's initially there. Then we're going to start sanding with our palm sander. We're going to give this a nice good sanding. This is a really old chair. After we get every area that we can well with our palm sander, we're going to move on to just doing some hand sanding in between. After we've done that, we're going to wipe everything off with that tack cloth. Anytime you're sanding, you're going to have debris. Next, we're going to do our top coat. We are going to end up doing 3 coats of the top coat, sanding in between and using that tack cloth to make sure everything stays nice and clean. So next, we're going to move on to reupholstering the back and the seat of this chair. We had never done this before, so we relied on our experts to show us how it's done. So the first thing you're going to do is lay your seat down onto the fabric. You're going to leave about 4 to 5 inches around each side. Once you've finished your cutting, you're going to fold one side up, then the other, and just staple once on each side to hold the fabric in place. So after you've secured that first and second side, you're going to firmly pull that over, put a couple of staples in, and then really work the fabric to where it's nice and smooth. Once it's tight the way that you feel like it should be, then you want to go ahead and work those staples onto the seat. You're then going to go up to the corner in a straight line with your staples. Then you're just going to make an incision in the fabric so that you'll be able to turn that over. Repeat that on the other side. Now is where the incision becomes really important because you're going to be able to literally pull the fabric and fold it over, but you're going to notice that there is excess fabric here. So once you've pulled that over and you see where that bulk is, you're going to cut away any part that's going to make it too heavy. Once you've cut away that excess fabric, then you can fold the side over and begin to staple it down. One of the most important things to remember during this process is to make sure that you smooth the fabric down. So just continue to work your hand over the edge to make sure that everything is consistent. Once you've finished stapling your corners, you're going to go back and work on the single staple that you put in originally and do both of those sides. Once you've finished recovering the seat cushion, we're going to move on to reupholstering the back. This back has a curvature to it, so we're going to have to really work that fabric to make sure it stays nice and smooth. We're going to bring the fabric all the way around to the bottom of the cushion. We're going to take about 1 inch and leave that excess at the bottom and staple 2 anchor staples into the bottom. Then we're going to start to pull the excess fabric over the top, smoothing it out all the way across the back, making sure there are no lumps. Once we feel good about this firmness and the stability of the fabric, we're going to go ahead and put a couple of anchor staples in that longer piece of fabric. Next, we're going to move on to the sides. Go ahead and do a line of staples on each side. Then you can remove all of the excess from the bottom up to the top. When you get to the top, you're going to leave a small piece on each side so that you can fold that in, tuck that down, and staple it. The most important step of this process is to make sure that you keep the fabric nice and tight and that you do that smoothing process so you don't get to the end and have something that's bumpy and lumpy and doesn't look fresh and new. Tuck one side in, staple it across, and then fold the other end to where it's overlapping the first and stapling that all the way across as well. Once we've completed upholstering the chairs, we're going to use our drill with the Phillips head and we're going to put those back into the chairs that we've refinished. So here's our set all wrapped up. Again, this table is from our Vista collection. You could either do 4 chairs or 6 chairs with this. Let me tell you how much money we saved. Again, we bought these chairs from the thrift store for $5 each. Made them over. If you did this with the table brand new and 4 chairs, you'd save about $600. That's a lot of money, folks, and totally doable on your own. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to see you next time. Subscribe to our channel and go on our DIY adventure with us.